have some water, please? Good afternoon. First and foremost, my grateful thanks to Mr. Sasi Kumar for having invited me here. I know we are running short of time, and I will keep my talk very briefly. Can I have some water, please? My topic for today was the Zoroastrian concept of harmony. Zoroastrianism goes back to 3,500 years ago, and today we are only a handful of Zoroastrians in India, about 60,000 in a population of 1.2 billion. To the Zoroastrian, the forces of good and evil are incessantly warring with each other. He is exhorted to battle evil by aligning himself with good. But he is not expected to accomplish this in isolation. His natural instinct to live and participate in society has been recognized by religion, which expects him to achieve his ideals working alongside with his fellow men. It is in this context that the concept of Hamazor becomes pertinent in the Zoroastrian tradition. Hamazor means, Hamag comes from the word strength, and Zor means unity. It means unity, harmony, or brotherhood. The concept, as it is pointed out from the extant literature, demonstrates that man is expected to live in harmony not only with his fellow man but also with his natural surroundings. Davas and Palvi books emphasize various ways in which a Zoroastrian may live in harmony with his fellow men. He is expected to attain happiness when he endeavors to satisfy merely not his own ends. Happiness comes to him when he brings happiness to others. The Whisperer, which is an ancient text, says, "Up with your feet and up with your hands. Keep your minds in readiness, ye Muslim worshipping Zoroastrians. Do lawful and timely good deeds, and for the undoing of unlawful and untimely deeds." A Zoroastrian is expected to make a conscious effort to end dissension or conflicts. In the Zoroastrian Confession of Faith, with the 4 fundamental principles of Zoroastrianism, the very first principle is to put an end to all discord. Moreover, mankind is expected to fulfill 3 important duties: to make an enemy a friend, to make a wicked person righteous, and to make an ignorant person wise. Man is supposed to be living in Hamazor with Aura Mazda. Aura Mazda is God. So, man has to treat Aura Mazda as his friend and his father and his brother. This is a direct reference from the words of the Prophet. Man is expected to live in Hamazor with divine light. We have a very beautiful reference in the scriptures saying, Aura Mazda says, "I am light, I am all light, I am full of light." So we Parsis, we Zoroastrians do not worship fire. When we stand before the fire in the fire temple, we are expected to see the divine light of Aura Mazda, and we bow to that divine light. So there are many other references, but due to shortage of time, I shall cut my talk. We also have to be in Hamazor with nature. Professor Hinels has described Zoroastrianism as the world's first ecologically conscious religion. One of the most important ecological references from our scriptures is, "Of what faith are the waters? Of what faith the trees? Of what faith the bounteous Mother Earth? Of what faith is Aura Mazda? Of what faith is Zarathustra the prophet? Of what faith of that law as well? And of that faith I am a worshipper of that. So man is urged to live in Hamazor with his fellow man, with Ahura Mazda, with God, and with nature. In the prayer Namachi Chahar name, a devotee turns respectfully towards each direction, in deferring thus to nature. He not only acknowledges the omnipotence of Ahura Mazda, but also develops a seminal bond with the environment, which is the temple of nature. Man is thus connected to the trees, the mountains, the animals, and oceans in his daily life. I work very closely with His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and I had a one-to-one interview with him some time back in Delhi, and talking about peace and human rights. I said, "Sir, Your Holiness, what is the central philosophy of yours?" You know what he said? He says, "My religion is kindness. My philosophy is kindness." And it was because of him that kindness has been now introduced in certain schools of the United States to teach children the importance of kindness. I think we have all heard about George Floyd, the black American who was killed by a white policeman. He kept his knee on his throat and he couldn't suffer. He suffocated and he died. And about 2 years, this happened about 2.5 years back, and they put up a big black billboard in New York to George Floyd. And who do you think they asked to write just 2 simple lines? They asked His Holiness the Dalai Lama. You know what he wrote? "Be kind whenever possible. It is always possible." See the philosophy of life. Today, what is happening in Ukraine, what is happening in Palestine, what happened during the First World War, Second World War, the genocide. It's so sad. So if we can teach our children one very simple lesson of kindness, we would be living in a different world altogether. Thank you.